Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. Zhang Ximing continued spitting blood from his mouth. It was clear he was about to die. Nevertheless, there was a victorious smile on his face. The rain fell on his face, washing away the dirt but blurring his vision at the same time. His bloodshot eyes looked even more terrifying due to how uncomfortable they felt. His mind seemed to have left him as he mumbled, "The Zhang family is innocent. My father is not a corrupt official. My father is not a corrupt official. All of you have to die. All of you have to die." Zhang Ximing's life continued to leak out of his body as he lay limply on the ground. Zhenghai's Jasper saber had cut Zhang Wanxiang's avatar open after all. That alone was enough to cause grievous injuries. On top of that, Zhenghai's great dark heaven palm had also accurately landed on his chest, shattering his internal organs. It would have been strange if he did not die. Did I overdo it? Zhenghai asked Shongrong. If it were me, he would have died long ago. The onlookers felt as though they were going crazy. Meanwhile, the cultivator who said he would walk backward if Zhenghai won stiffened as an unnatural smile hung on his face. If the onlookers still could not guess the relationship between these two experts, they would be no different from mentally unsound people. Moreover, Shongrong's sword of creation and the 80,000 energy swords were more than enough to convince them. At this time, Shongrong flew over and came to a stop above Zhang Ximing before he said, "I'm sorry. Your father's crimes have been exposed, and they're irrefutable. Your background and upbringing should have helped you to distinguish between truths and falsehoods. Right and wrong are black and white. Justice needs to be served. If you had even a modicum of propriety or shame, you wouldn't have used the word wronged. If I were you, I would have slit my throat long ago. How dare you run around provoking others in the name of vengeance?" Upon hearing these words, the motionless Zhang Ximing began to spit out blood again. His eyes were filled with hatred, resentment, and unwillingness. Alas, it was useless. Shongrong looked at Zhang Ximing indifferently. He did not pity Zhang Ximing at all. After years of towing the line between life and death, whether it was in the Melilot graveyard, traveling south across towering mountains and deep valleys, or having to endure the ridicules, he and Zhenghai had suffered much more. Only a pathetic person would misdirect his hatred, and Zhang Ximing was such a person. Zhang Ximing's life continued leaking out of his body, his energy grew weaker and weaker. Shongrong looked at the fog and rain as he asked, "Where's the Black Lotus domain?" If you're so great, why don't you find them on your own?" Zhang Ximing could not finish his sentence, his words were caught in his throat. After breathing heavily for a few moments, his head fell limply to the side, and he stopped breathing. Ding. Killed a target. Reward, 5,500 merit points. Domain bonus, 1,500 merit points. Zhenghai looked at Zhang Ximing who had stopped breathing and asked, "Is he really dead?" "He should be dead," Shongrong said. Zhenghai furrowed his brows slightly. "Will he come back to live like Yizhen?" "That's possible. One should learn from mistakes." "Second junior brother, please move to the side. This time, I will finish him off properly." Zhenghai raised his right. The Jasper saber hovered above his palm and began to spin, releasing energy sabers. Shongrong was not interested in the corpse, so he flew back to stand with the onlookers. At this moment, the area within 60 meters was filled to the brim with golden energy sabers. They fell like a great waterfall as they slashed wildly. Although the area they covered was not too big, the commotion they caused made people felt as though the earth was quaking and the mountain was shaking. The commotion was even greater than when Zhenghai and Zhang Ximing were fighting. Boom. Boom. After a while, silence finally returned. Zhenghai looked at his masterpiece in satisfaction before he flew away. Upon seeing this, the cultivators who were watching the show retreated one after another, afraid of being attacked. At this moment, Shongrong said, "There's no need to be afraid. The Evil Sky Pavilion has always distinguished between right and wrong when dealing with matters." Zhenghai flew in front of everyone and swept his gaze across them. He asked, "Where's the Zhang family?" The city of Jingzhou in Guanyi Circuit, one of the cultivators answered nervously. Jingzhou City. Second junior brother, you should report this to master. I'll head to Jingzhou City to investigate the Zhang family's background, Zhenghai said. Yu Shangrong shook his head and said, if the Black Lotus domain is involved, I'm afraid it's not appropriate for you to go alone. Don't worry. Times have changed. I know what to do. No, if you encounter 1,000 realms whirling expert, you'll be in danger. Master might not make it in time to save you, Yu Shangrong refuted. I'll be careful and focus on the investigation. Eldest senior brother, it's better if I go. After all, in regard to speed, you're inferior to me. Everyone only dared to watch silently. They could not help but gulp as they wondered if this was how the experts from the Evil Sky Pavilion did things. At this moment, a deep voice rang from the rain and fog. Both of you, return. Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong turned around immediately, startled. The familiar voice, tone and the aura that pierced through the thick fog and rain. The duo bowed and obediently replied, yes. Everyone. Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong did not dally and flew away from the ruins. The heavy rain poured down and washed over the ruins after the battle. Zhang Ximing's corpse had long been sliced into pieces by the merciless energy sabers. The spectators also looked at the rain and fog. It can't be. Let's hurry up and leave. It's so scary here. Moreover, who do you think can make both of them so obedient? The spectators were about to turn around and leave when. Wait. Lu Zhou's figure flashed and appeared in front of everyone. The rain and fog around them were evaporated by his energy, clearing everyone's vision. The onlookers saw an old man with black hair hovering in front of them with his hands on his back. All of them stared at him in a daze as they gulped. Senior, what are your orders? The person standing at the lead was sweating bullets. Lu Zhou flicked his sleeve. The golden Taishu mirror appeared and shone on everyone present like a spotlight. The crowd could not help but close their eyes when the dazzling golden light shone on them. When they opened their eyes, they discovered the black-haired old man had already left. His speed was so fast that it seemed as though he was never there at all. The royal place. The preservation hall had already been cleaned up when Lu Zhou returned. He did not waste time and activated the purple glazed ceramic to meditate on the heavenly writing to replenish his supreme mystic power. He had used up the supreme mystic power when he observed his 8th disciple. After some time had passed, Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong finally arrived in the preservation hall. Both of them were shocked when they saw their master sitting cross-legged in the center. First, they were shocked that their master had returned so quickly. Second, their master seemed to have grown younger. Needless to say, despite their shock, they did not dare to ask any questions. They stepped forward and greeted their master in unison, disciple greets master. Inwardly, the duo was still wondering how their master made it back so fast. They had flown back without stopping. Based on their master's posture, it seemed like he had been here for a long time. You're finally back, Lu Zhou opened his eyes. Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong. Both of you did a good job with Zhang Ximing. However, trying to investigate the Black Lotus domain is a little reckless, Lu Zhou said. Master is right, Yu Zhenghai said sheepishly. The Black Tower Council's plan has been disrupted. Sooner or later, they'll send people over. Rather than looking for them, it's better to wait for them to come to us. The Black Tower Council is full of experts. The Black Guards are all Thousand Realms whirling experts. Do you think you can handle them? Lu Zhou said. The duo silently lowered their heads. Lu Zhou continued to say, Old first, you're my eldest disciple. Logically speaking, after breaking the shackles, you should improve the fastest. If you don't cultivate diligently, it won't be long before Yuan catches up to you. Yu Zhenghai bowed and said, I'm ashamed of myself. I promise to cultivate even more diligently and sprout the 10th leaf as soon as possible. Old second, you're my second disciple and the first person to successfully attempt severing the lotus. However, to form your Thousand Realms whirling avatar and activate your birth charts, you need your lotus seed where the birth palace is located. Therefore, only by sprouting the 10th leaf soon as possible will we be able to seek out new ways for you to rise to the next realm, Zhou said. Yu Shangrong was, naturally, aware that usually one would need a lotus to form the Thousand Realms whirling avatar and activate birth charts. Due to his lack of a lotus, this matter had been weighing heavily on him. However, now that he had heard his master's words, he was delighted and felt at ease. He hurriedly said, "Thank you, master. In the coming days, I'll personally supervise your cultivation." Understood. Ding. You've educated Yu Zhenghai. Reward, 200 merit points. Ding. You've educated Yu Shangrong. Reward, 200 merit points. Early in the morning the next day. After the heavy downpour in the capital yesterday, everything seemed to have been washed clean. It was refreshing like a mountain painting. It was quiet and peaceful in the ruins. 3 black figures could be seen speeding over from afar. Soon after, they came to a stop above the ruins. All of them were dressed in black armor, black helmets, and black masks. The trio stood in a triangle formation as they surveyed their surroundings. They could feel the leftover battle energy in their surroundings. After a moment, the person on the left said, "Captain, although the aura is weak, this should be the place." The armored man standing in the lead nodded slightly. "That idiot, Jiang Ximing, is dead. We have no contact in the Red Lotus domain anymore. What should we do next? We'll follow the council elder's instructions. It's not appropriate to start a massacre. We can't disrupt the captive breeding plan. First, check the stone formations and repair all the damages. At the same time, we'll look for a suitable contact." The 2 people behind him nodded. The captain continued to say, "Moreover, the life heart that we'd lost recently should be in the possession of the new expert who appeared in the Red Lotus domain. The death of Yi Yao, a lower council member, is probably related to this person. Someone who can kill Yi Yao is definitely not simple. Therefore, do not confront this person alone. Since he dares to go against the Black Tower Council, he should have some force backing him." The average blackguard had 4 birth charts. Yi Yao had 5 birth charts, and at the time of his death, he possessed the Sea Spirit Pearl. Even then, he still died. For this reason, the trio was extremely cautious. "I agree. Someone who can kill Yi Yao and openly opposes the Black Tower Council isn't someone we should confront alone." The person on the right nodded before he said, "I'm curious. Yan Jinlua and Yi Yao were out on the same mission. Yan Jinlua's claim that he got lost just doesn't seem credible to me. Yan Jinlua has a close relationship with Lu Li. Now that Lu Li has disappeared, it's normal that he's distracted." At this moment, the captain raised his hand to interrupt the other 2 men and said, "Our main focus is to do as the council elder instructed us to do. We can investigate this matter later. When the time comes, we can report to the higher-ups and request for more blackguards or ask the Court of Justice to take action. As for Jiang Ximing's death, there's no need to investigate it." The Court of Justice? Will they take action? I'm afraid the other forces will be unhappy. The leader shook his head and said, "I have a feeling the captive breeding plan will be disrupted. At that time, it won't be as simple as a war between the Red Lotus domain and the Black Lotus domain. Moreover, the internal strife in the Black Tower Council is too deep. If the Court of Justice doesn't take action, I'm afraid there will be people taking the initiative to disrupt the plan. As for now, let's now dwell on the Thousand Realms whirling expert in the Red Lotus domain. There will be others who rush to take action. Just do your job and remember that your survival is the most important thing. Captain is wise. Let's go." The trio flashed and vanished into thin air. In the royal palace's preservation hall. In order to supervise his disciples' cultivation, he had ordered them not to leave the palace without permission. All of them were to focus on their cultivation. Starting from Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong, he would coach and assess them every 2 days. In less than a month after this started, the expressions of Lu Zhou's disciples changed greatly. It felt as though they had returned to the past where they lived in fear of being beaten up. This was especially true for Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong, the two eldest disciples of the evil Sky Pavilion. The duo was tortured every day by their master, making their junior brothers and junior sisters unable to look at them. The duo's lofty and majestic image in the hearts of their juniors had completely collapsed recently. Zhou naturally did not care about these things. In his opinion, his methods were way more humane compared to Ji Tiandao's methods. He even patiently explained and demonstrated to them things they did not understand. One afternoon, the four elders of the evil Sky Pavilion made their way to the preservation hall. When they arrived, they saw Duanmu Sheng standing in front of the hall with the Overlord spear in his hand. The four elders were not these people's masters, so they did not have the right to interfere. Therefore, they only watched from afar. Soon after, Zhou emerged from the hall. He glanced at Duanmu Sheng curiously. "Oid third?" Duanmu Sheng said straightforwardly, "Master, eldest senior brother and second senior brother aren't feeling well today. Seventh junior brother is teaching junior nephew to cultivate. Ninth junior sister and little junior sister are practicing movement techniques." Zhou frowned before he said, "If they don't show up today, the next time they show up, it'll be double of what it usually is." As soon as Zhou finished speaking, a voice instantly rang from afar. "Disciple greets master." In just a moment, Yu Zhenghai could be seen in the distance. When the four elders looked over, they saw Yu Zhenghai's face was swollen and riddled with bruises. He seemed a little embarrassed as he made his way over. Soon enough, Yu Shangrong appeared as well with his longevity sword in his hand. However, apart from his strangely slow walking speed, he looked no different from usual. The two eldest disciples stood in front of Zhou and bowed. Zhou nodded and said, "Previously, I demonstrated the key trick of the Great Dark Heaven Memorial. Today, you will show what you've learned." At this moment, Yu Shangrong bowed again before he raised his head and said, "Master, I have something to say." "Speak." "Third junior brother has only been watching us recently. I'm sure he has many questions in his heart," Yu Shangrong said with a straight face. "Indeed. During this time, most of his focus was on his eldest and second disciple. He should treat his disciples equally." Zhou stroked his beard and nodded. He looked at Duanmu Sheng and said, "That's good old third, I'll focus more on you in the coming days. Come here." In the past month, the increase in merit points had slowed down a lot when Zhou educated Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong. He had discovered that he could obtain merit points when he taught his disciples new things or share new insights with them. Since Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong had a deep understanding of cultivation, it was rather easy to teach them. Therefore, he could only earn points by giving them demonstrations. For this reason, the merit points he gained from the duo were rather pitiful. Unless their cultivation grew more profound and he could share new insights with them, he would gain very little merit points from them. Duanmu Sheng was stunned. Yu Zhenghai waved his hand and said, "Master wants you to go over." "Third junior brother, it's finally your turn." Duanmu Sheng thought that since his two senior brothers were still alive, there was nothing to be afraid of. Moreover, he had always been tenacious. Therefore, he walked over without any fear. "Master." Zhou nodded and said, "Among your fellow disciples, your aptitude is the worst, but you're the most diligent. Hard work can make up for many things, unlike empty words. I've always been aware of your diligence." Duanmu Sheng was moved when he heard his master's words. "Show me your Divine One technique," Zhou prompted. "Understood." Duanmu Sheng did not waste time and brandished the Overlord spear in front of the hall. In the beginning, his speed was not particularly fast. However, it gradually grew fast like the wind and the shadow to a violent storm. Sometimes it was like the gurgling of a stream and sometimes it was like the surging of the sea. Every move was perfect and precise. When Duanmu Sheng was done, he returned to stand in front of Zhou. His face was not red nor was he panting. After watching his third disciple's demonstration, Zhou nodded and asked, "Are you still sparring with Elder Hua?" Duanmu Shun replied honestly, "We sparred 10 times last month, out of which I won 6 times due to luck." However, after Elder Hua obtained the square box, I only managed to win thrice. Hua Wudao. Hua Wudao's face flushed red. He was also a 9-leaf cultivator after all. It was not that he was weak, but Duanmu Shang was just too overbearing and too hardworking. Even if Duanmu Shang was repeatedly defeated, he would not give up. How could someone withstand someone like him? At this moment, Lu Zhou suddenly flashed and appeared 10 meters across from Duanmu Shang. Then, he said, use all your strength and attack me.